Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This is my official stance on the persecution that I've gone through. Okay, we see in Matthew 5, the righteous are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. We see it says that rejoice when people persecute you and lie about you, because that's how their ancestors treated the false prophets. We see in Paul's letters, it says all who wish to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will be persecuted. All. So now let's look at a quick statement. It's an official statement on the things I've gone through in recent years and why it still shows you. It shows you more than it otherwise would. That I'm the only reliable person and I'm 100% reliable. Okay, so God sent me to quote-unquote prophesy. And what I mean by that is to state the obvious truths that you are all too crazy to admit to yourselves are true. I speak the truth and you all know it. I tell you the God-given truth, though you are all led by people who ordered many people to try to confuse me, sabotage me, fume me, poison me. Poison me to varying degrees, drug me, harass me, change the sound of my voice and speech pattern, change my look and shape and more. And even right now I'm having trouble speaking because of all the fumes and stuff in my throat and in my chest, so to speak, right? It's making it hard to speak, but I'm going to still finish this. I testify that before 2016 or 2017 or so, I have accidentally told minor and relatively insignificant lies due to poisoning, but now I only speak verifiable truths, such as the irrefutable sacred fact that I am God's representative and not just logically the top martial artist ever possible. I am the top martial artist ever possible. I have told you all these things many times in the last 8 years or so. I've told you that I'm the idea that Christ is superimposed on, and that's the truth. As they change my voice to make it so I sound like some kind of preacher in church or something, I'm not that. I'm 100% against and not a part of the churches, mosques, and synagogues. No offense to anybody, but they cheated God and they cheated me, and they've done so for too many years. I do not testify that I had a dream. I testify to obvious truths that I have proven. I have proven that I am the winner of my top martial arts challenge, which is the greatest martial art challenge ever and the greatest martial art challenge ever possible. Legal and peaceful, outdoor sparring. And I'm sure we can all agree it's not logical to believe that other people could beat me. I mean, think about it just real quickly here. If we look back at 10,000 years ago in China, right, they weren't evolved enough to have a chance. So as we look at the clock and we consider evolution, we consider height and speed and driving force and physical ability and what we know of the martial arts, the overwhelming amount of evidence, we see that in every country in the world, China, South Africa, Brazil, Japan, you name it, that they could not beat me. And now we see the end of martial arts due to cheating, technology, breeding, and generational ill-gotten gains. And it is definitive that I'm the top martial artist ever. I'm the one that Martin Luther King spoke of when he said, "My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord." Revelation 19. The top martial artist ever possible. Not some gimmick person in the church, not Da Vinci Code rubbish, not the royal family of England, not some false Jesus in South America or Ukraine or wherever. I am actually the idea that Christ is superimposed on, and I'm an extremely respectable person based on my achievements. Not on the clothes I wear, that's shallow. Not on the car I drive, that's shallow. Not on where I live. I proudly tell you I live with my parents at 42 years old because I'm persecuted by a society that doesn't have the spine to give me my rightful place, that doesn't have the spine to present a single person that obeys God through me. On Martin Luther King Day today, I testify that, and God knows it's true. That's a God-given truth. Perhaps my crowning achievement is my martial art challenge, but certainly my crowning achievement is my martial art prowess from God, that my ancestors built up for me, and my forefathers with their righteousness, with their dedication to God that goes beyond everybody else. And I tell you this not out of racism, not out of hatred for the LGBT community or whites and Jews, but I've gone beyond the white Jew and LGBT community, and so has many other black people and all their ancestors that ever were. And it is outrageous for them to still reinforce a system of white, Jewish, and LGBT supremacy to this day, as by their actions, they are lying to the universe. They're first and foremost, they're lying to God by pretending that's not the case, by getting people to play stupid and persecute me, by trying to pretend that I'm crazy. When in one of Martin Luther King's speeches in 1967, he says that white America has a schizophrenic personality on the question of race. And there's a certain indecisiveness as a result of their doublethink. On the one hand, they feel bad about all the things they have done, all the things they were doing, and all the things they were planning to do. And on the other hand, they did not want true equality for black people. They knew that there was a bunch of rich white people trying to manifest the destiny of certain black types because that was the natural order of God. And they used technology to try to make it so I stumble on my words, trying to make it so I sound uncertain. I'm certain that 1 + 1 = 2, and then I'm certain that a black person is the true natural leader of all of humanity. This is not racist. This is the truth. White, Jewish, and LGBT run America refuses to accept this truth, and Martin Luther King referred to the white people in America as white America. Something that if I referred to them as to this day, okay, in the way that he had, then my videos would be taken down. Because people worship the devil and falsehood. And you see that in all the churches, mosques, and synagogues that refuse to not be racist and petty or token minority and petty. They refuse to give me my rightful place. Some of these people in their churches like 70 years old, 80 years old. What the hell? You can meet your maker at any time. Imagine that you're so scared that even though you're 80 years old, you won't rally and obey God through Christ. Can you imagine that? And they expect you to follow them. I promise you, they're leading you to hell. And I am the way, the only way to heaven.